Hey everybody, welcome back to art class. Today we are going to start a brand new art project. You are going to need 2 pieces of paper. Blank paper will probably work best, but you could use notebook paper or any other paper that you have lying around. Besides 2 pieces of paper, you are going to need a pair of scissors and you are going to need some crayons. Now, crayons are the only thing that are going to work for this project. You can't use markers, you can't use colored pencils, you have to have crayons, okay? Before we get started, I want to talk to you about something called printmaking. Now, there are a ton of different kinds of art that we can do. We can draw, we can paint, we can make sculptures. If you remember, we made a sculpture a couple months ago. And another form of art is printmaking. Now, printmaking is basically taking an image from one surface and transferring it onto another surface. So you can kind of think of it like a stamp. We are going to do some printmaking of our own today. Now, the first thing that you are going to do is take one of your pieces of paper and you can actually cut it up into 4 pieces. Now, the reason we're cutting it up is because we don't need a whole big piece of paper. We can just use a smaller piece of paper. So if you have your scissors, you can go ahead and cut that piece of paper in half twice. Now, if you don't have scissors, another thing that you could do is just fold your paper in half, crease it really well. That means push down on it really hard. You can do that one way, and then you can open it up and fold it inside out, crease it on the same spot over and over again. If you crease that down really hard, you will be able to open it back up. And if you don't have any scissors, you can just rip it on that crease line, and it should give you the right size piece of paper. All right, so the very first thing that we are going to do is take one piece of paper that we cut up and we are going to color the whole piece of paper with our crayons. Now, the reason that you need 2 pieces of paper is because you'll probably want to put one piece of paper underneath the one that we're going to color on so that you don't get any crayon on the surface of your table. What you're going to do is take your crayons and we're going to color the whole surface of this paper. Now, it probably will work best to do this in stripes. So I'm going to take my crayons and I'm going to make a stripe like this, and then I'm going to color that section in. Now, you need to make sure that you push down really hard on your crayon. You do not want to see any white space in between your coloring. It's really important that you push down really hard. Now, don't push down so hard that you break your crayon, but push down hard enough that you don't see any white space. Now, an example of coloring that wouldn't quite be ready yet would be coloring like this. That's not pushing down hard enough on your crayon. Even this, probably not ready yet. Make sure that you're really pushing down hard on that crayon so the color is really bright. There's no white spaces like this. All right, I'm going to switch to my paper that I previously colored all the way in. You might need to pause the video right now so that you can color your piece of paper all the way up like this. Now, when you are done coloring your piece of paper like this, you can get rid of your paper in the background, and you will need to get another square piece of paper that you cut up that's about the same size. Now, remember, we are learning about printmaking, which means that we're going to somehow transfer our coloring onto this white piece of paper. Now, the one thing that you will need that I forgot to mention at the beginning is a pencil. So go ahead and grab a pencil. Now, you're not going to want it to be too sharp. It's probably better if it's just a little bit dull. Now, here's how we're going to transfer the color onto this paper. I'm going to flip my piece of paper that's colored over like this, and I'm going to put it right on top of my blank piece of paper. So you should see the back side of your colored paper. Now, using my pencil, I'm going to draw a picture on this side. You can draw whatever you want. If you can't think of something that you want to draw, you could write your name. Now, when you use your pencil to draw something on this piece of paper, make sure that you push down hard on your pencil. Again, don't push down hard enough that your pencil breaks, but if you push lightly, it's not going to work. So you can really draw anything that you want. I'm just going to do my name. You might have to go over it a couple times like that. I might also draw some flowers, maybe a butterfly. You could draw your favorite animal, you could draw your favorite cartoon character, you could draw just little images like this, like the sun, flowers, clouds. Again, make sure that you're pushing down nice and hard on your pencil. If you don't think you push down hard enough, you might have to go over it again. Now, what we're doing by pushing down hard on our pencil is transferring the crayon from our colored paper onto our blank paper. Now, when you lift up your colored paper, you will see your image in color on your blank paper. That's because this surface transferred onto this one. Now, just because you did it one time doesn't mean that this has gone to waste. You could probably draw some more images with it. So if you had an extra blank piece of paper, you could do more than one. You've still got your pencil on there, but you'll just have to draw over it again. You can make as many of these as you want because that crayon should be good to transfer onto a couple different pieces of paper. All right, I hope you had fun with our printmaking lesson today. When you're all done with your printmaking and you've got this pretty image that you transferred from your crayon to your paper, take a picture of this image and upload it to Seesaw. If you did more than one paper like this, take a picture or make sure that they're all in your picture when you upload it so that I can see all of your awesome printmaking creations. All right, my friends, that's all we have for art this week. Don't forget to upload that picture to Seesaw, and I will see you next time. Have an awesome week.